Welcome, Aries, to the month of August 2018. I'm Megan of North Star Astrology, and this is another general transits reading for those of you born with your sun, moon, and or rising signs in the first fiery fire sign of Aries the Ram, depicted by the horns of the ram glyph. Okay, now trailing from the previous month of July, the moon starts out continuing to transit your 12th house in Pisces. And so it starts out on the 31st, technically, into the 1st of August. And the moon in Pisces opposes Venus in Virgo in your 6th house of work and health and service given. And with this point of awareness, as I like to say, or 180-degree aspect, Moon in Pisces, being very spiritual and in its naturally residing house of the subconscious mind, opposing Venus in its opposite sun sign of Virgo. For you, Aries, this will give you an awareness of how you might be emotionally possibly sabotaging yourself in the work sector. I'm not sure. Hopefully not. But that happens at 10 hours and 56 minutes into the day of August 1st. And there could be like an awareness that you need to address more of your emotional needs, perhaps, and love yourself and your health just as equally, so that your work doesn't falter. Then on August 3rd, the moon goes into your sign, Aries, into your 1st house of the self and body, and proceeds to trine Mercury in Leo. So from the 1st to the 5th houses, you now have this harmonious, emotional, and intellectual, flamboyant and or otherwise romantic way of expressing yourself, and or through, like, say, for instance, your body language, yourself emotionally, harmoniously harmonizes. So emotionally you harmonize with what you speak about or communicate, or how you communicate with your romantic interests, as the 5th house deals with romance and creativity. And that happens at 19 hours 52 minutes, that trine. Then the last quarter moon in Taurus, in your 2nd house of money and what you value, happens at 12 degrees Taurus, 19 minutes. And on the 5th, or the following day, Venus in Virgo trines the moon. So from your second to your sixth houses, the moon in the earthy sign of Taurus, the second sign, harmoniously trines the moon at this point now. So you may very well be able to, during this last quarter phase moon, ask pleasantly for a raise at work, or in some way value yourself more, and in a grounded sense, harmoniously do better for your health and the sake of your well-being in the workplace. Then on August 7th, Uranus, which has been transiting or will be transiting for the next 7 years in your second house in Taurus, will be going retrograde. And that happens at 16 hours 50 minutes into the day of August 7th. Also on August 7th, Mercury sextiles the moon. Wait a minute. Well, after the moon in its early hours into Gemini, let's see, Mercury sextile the moon. Well, that would be two signs away. Okay, so also on the 7th, Mercury in Leo sextiles the moon in Gemini. So from fire to air and air to fire, you have, or the moon will be in your third house of communications, gently making a 60-degree sextile to Mercury in Leo, which will also give you a very pleasant way of communicating with your romantic partner, or whatever you're doing creatively. You'll be able to do it with simple harmony. Then on excuse me, if I'm saying July, I apologize. Then on August 9th, Pluto opposes the moon. Once the moon goes into your fourth house of the home, and since Pluto's been transiting your 10th house in Capricorn, and the moon goes into Cancer in your fourth house of the home, you now have the ability to emotionally become aware of how your career has transformed you as well as others, as this is the house of public standing. But it's the ability to emotionally become aware with this opposition, aware of how your career can and has or will transform others. Then on August 11th, the new moon occurs in your fifth house in Leo at 18 degrees Leo, 42 minutes. At which time there is a partial solar eclipse happening So I'm not really quite sure how the partial solar eclipse will affect you, but it is in, or will be in, your 5th house of romance and creativity. Then on August 13th, Mars moves into the sign of Capricorn. Oh, and you are here, by the way. So this is our first planet ingress of the month, with Mars going into your 10th house of career in Capricorn. And then the following day, Mars trines the moon once the moon goes into your 6th house into Virgo, moon in Virgo, in your 6th house of work, trines your 10th house of career. So Earth and Earth. Now this harmonious trine will give you that emotional harmony between what you do in your, not only in your, or as your work, as your work, what you do as your work, or with colleagues, something emotionally charged, the ability to harmoniously assert yourself is what I'm getting. Then on August 16th, Mars squares the moon when the moon goes into your 7th house into Libra, your opposite sun sign. Oh, and in case I failed to mention, hello, your ruling planet is Mars. So going into the other cardinal sign of Capricorn will give you that edge. Just don't allow your ego to get in the way in the career house. However, once again, on August 16th, the moon in your opposite sun sign of Libra squares your ruling planet Mars. And now you may have even more of a positive edge. However, as I said, just be mindful that you don't get your ego in the way. Then the first quarter moon happens in your 8th house of others' resources in Scorpio at 25 degrees Scorpio, 20 minutes, at which point it sextiles, let's see here, yeah, your ruling planet now sextiles the moon. Now first we had the trine, then the square, now the sextile to your ruling planet, Aries. So with this short but sweet sextile, along with the first quarter moon phase in your 8th house of other people's resources, you now may be very well able to assertively ask for backing in your career. Then on August 19th, Jupiter in Scorpio trines Neptune in Pisces, both water signs. Mutable water, fixed water. And with this harmonious trine, you can, in a big way, as Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system, you can very much, in a big way, harmoniously tap into your dreams and the state of your subconscious mind and truly be a beacon of light. By the way, Mercury goes direct also shortly after Jupiter trined Neptune. So it was retrograde. Now it's gone direct in your 5th house. I think, where does the sun... Okay, there it is. Okay, now the sun in Leo still trines the moon in Sagittarius in your 9th house. So from your 5th house to your 9th house on August 20th, you have this very harmonious trine between your 5th house of romance and creativity. And so you may very well take a trip with your romantic partner or do something very pleasantly harmonious. As this is the house of long distance travels. Sun. See, on August 23rd, the moon conjuncts your ruling planet in your 10th house. And here again, Aries, you'll be able to emotionally use your ruling planet in a most assertive way. Very good activity going on in your 10th house of career. Again, just be mindful though with this moon conjunct Mars, as it can be antagonistic. If you're a male, it can be antagonistic toward women in the career sector, or women might be agitated toward you in some way. I don't know, but the moon conjunct Mars is a tricky one. It's one of those. Ooh, okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to assume that the sun most definitely enters Virgo in your 6th house of work, health, and service given, because I wrote it down here. I guess it's on the same day then. August 23rd, yes. Okay, so I just don't have the exact technical stuff written down. Okay, so Virgo, the sun in Virgo now, which is a gentler focus. You'll be able to shine with loving essence in the workforce now. Once once the sun enters Virgo, which will also help your ruling planet out, give it a more gentle flair there. Then on August 25th, the full moon happens in, or comes around full circle, and happens in Pisces. Which then, oh yeah, and at 3 degrees Pisces, 12 minutes. Which then proceeds to trine. Let's see, how's that happening here? Oh, let's see. No, I missed. My bad. I missed when the moon was over here with your Mars. I forgot to mention that the moon trined Venus also. However, the full moon happens on August 26th. Okay, there's where I messed up a little bit. We're not even there yet, so, and Mercury's still retrograde, okay, so forgive me, but it did go direct, or does go direct. Okay, on August 19th. Okay, then on Mars 27th, your ruling planet Mars goes direct. It's been retrograde, but on Mars 27th it goes direct for you, Aries. And then finally on August 30th, the moon goes back into your fire sign, Aries, and squares your ruling planet again. There's a couple of squares this month to your ruling planet. So watch out for any like minor head injuries, like bumping your head when you come up from under a work cupboard in the break room. I would see this as, whoa, watch out for any impulsive, impatient actions on your part. That's what I would end the month out saying. Just not in a bad way. I'm just saying, be aware with this, because you rule the head, and just watch out for that. All right, and Mars rules you. That's your ruling planet. Okay. And with that, Aries, I hope you enjoyed this reading. May it be a peaceful August for you. And feel free to like, comment down below, subscribe, and until September, have a great August.